Sentire Media.
Ciao a tutti and welcome to Venice Talks, a podcast series dedicated to Venice in Italy. I'm your host, Monica Cesarato, a Venetian food and travel blogger. Join me as I share my insider knowledge to help you explore Venice at 360 degrees. In this weekly podcast, we'll dive into the heart of a city, uncovering hidden stories and connecting with the people who make Venice unique. The artisans, the writers, the fashion designers, the bloggers, the journalists, and more. Let's break free from cliché and discover the true essence of Venice, not just the monuments, but the vibrant people, the Venetians. Experience Venice the right sustainable way. You can find me on my blog at www.monicacesarato.com and across all social media platforms. Enjoy the episode and let's journey through Venice together. Well, dear listeners, it is your turn to talk. I want your voice on my podcast. Send me a short audio clip, maximum 2 minutes. Hey, we're now making a Netflix series, And tell me, why do you love Venice? Is it the gondolas, the wine, the way the city steals your heart when you least expect it? Whatever it is, I want to hear it. I will feature your stories in a future episode of Venice Talks. Just send me your clip via WhatsApp or email. Any way you want. Go on, let Venice shine through your words. Welcome back to Venice Talks, Season 3, Episode 14. Hi everybody and welcome back to Venice Talks. Today I have a special guest. He is Martino Rizzi. He is one of the founding members of Compagnia della Marineria Tradizionale, Il Nuovo Trionfo. Ciao Martino, thank you so much for being here tonight since it's so hot today.
Yes, it is. Ciao. Nice
Ciao.
to meet you.
Yeah, and I'm going to apologize to whoever's listening because I got windows open, fan going, so they might hear some noises, but it is impossible otherwise to breathe today.
Yes, I agree. No problem.
I think we reached 33, 34 today, 35, I don't know.
Yes, unbearable temperatures, yes.
My God, crazy. Anyway, Martino, let's first of all explain to everybody, what is Il Nuovo Trionfo? Because I'm sure some people have heard about it, but let's explain what it is and then the story and everything.
Oh, yes, fine. First of all, thank you very much for the interview.
Oh, thank you for coming on the show. Thanks.
The Nuovo Trionfo is a very special boat. Is the biggest traditional Venetian boat still kept in sailing condition.
Okay.
Is a trabaccolo.
Okay.
And trabaccolo can be translated in English as a lugger.
Okay.
Lugger. With a lug sail also. And it was built in 1926 in Cattolica.
Okay.
So there is a big schedule for next year for us because we will celebrate on the 27th of May. This is the birthday of the boat.
Oh, nice.
Next year, it will be 100.
Wow. Okay, now this is even more exciting. Also because right now it's not in the water, isn't it? It's
it is in a boat,
isn't it?
Exactly, it is in a boatyard in Venice. The only boatyard that can take it, because in Venice we are accustomed to have there are some boatyards, but they all have small boats.
Yeah, it's for gondolas, sandalos,
exactly.
It's smaller boats, yes.
The square, yes.
Yeah.
But
and the trabaccolo is quite big.
It's quite pretty big. It's a 17 meters of length and 5.3
Okay.
Entirely made of wood. It's a wooden boat, a traditional freight boat. And it's not easy to find a guy who can keep it ashore and taking it ashore and work on such an old, big, traditional boat.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. when does the story of Il Nuovo Trionfo begin? As in the adventure of its restoration. You had it on the water next to the in Dorso Duro near Punta della Dogana for many years. How did it all start?
But you mean the story of the Compagnia della Marineria Tradizionale, our story?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the refurbishing of this beautiful.
Yes.
How did you manage to refurbish it and everything? Yes.
Yes. It all started thanks a big friend, Alfredo Zambon,
Mm-hmm.
who put together some Venetians very passionate for traditional boats.
Mm-hmm.
And he spotted the Nuovo Trionfo
Mm-hmm.
that rarely used to come to the lagoon. It was
Mm-hmm.
owned by an Austrian man, an old man
Okay.
from Austria, an engineer and very passionate himself. And in 2008, we managed to buy it.
Uh-huh.
Thanks Alfredo Zambon, who was also the first president of the Compagnia and also
Uh-huh.
the first captain.
Okay.
Unfortunately, and together, me, Alfredo, and many others, founders of we formed the Compagnia della Marineria Tradizionale, and this
Mm-hmm.
association, just simply by putting 1,000 euros each, and
Okay.
we gathered all sort of people interested in traditional boats, asking them to be member of the association. So putting 1,000 euros, and we managed with that money we raised. Many people put several thousand actually.
Mm-hmm.
We managed to buy it from Hugo Herman, the former owner,
Okay.
in 2008. And the story began like that, with a group of friends, all Venetians, all passionate for traditional boats. And we had such incredible, extraordinary experiences together sailing the Nuovo Trionfo.
In which condition was the boat when you bought it from the Austrian gentleman?
Um, I would say in need for sure of restoration, in need for sure of
Ah,
restoration, but
okay.
was still kept by Hugo Herman in sailing condition, in
Ah,
sailing
okay.
conditions.
Okay.
So it underwent the first restoration by us around the year 2010,
Mm-hmm.
2011. It was back then a big effort because we did everything on our own.
Mm-hmm.
We worked on the boat mainly. We used
Mm-hmm.
very little the help of professionals.
Mm-hmm.
And then we managed, thanks Alfredo, thanks the good spirit of Alfredo, we managed to sail off for extraordinary adventures. We
Mm.
went to Istria
Mm-hmm.
in 2012
Mm-hmm.
with this extraordinary voyage for us, because leaving with a boat which was built in 1926, that everything was tested, but only in the lagoon, and never for long trips at sea.
Okay. So, sorry if I interrupt you there, but the trabaccolo originally, what was it used for?
Yes, the trabaccolos were used as a freight boats transporting raw materials
Okay.
in the big cargo hold in the middle of the boat, as
Okay.
timber, gravel,
Okay.
mud, because they also were used to dredge the channels
Okay.
in between the coast of Croatia and Italy.
Okay. Even on the rivers or not? Or they're too
No,
big? They're
no,
too big.
rivers were burci. Rivers were
Ah, okay, okay,
burci.
okay, 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 okay.
Because Trabaclo is 2 meters draft, has 2 meters of draft.
Ah, okay, yes, yes,
Yeah,
well, yeah,
it's
okay,
quite
okay, got you.
big draft.
Okay, so but that must have been a very an amazing experience to take it out of this on the sea, a proper sea, you know.
Yes,
I
yes, it was
mean, because of
quite challenging because not all the equipment was in perfect conditions. No, you understand what
Mhm,
I mean. And
mhm,
we're a group of friends. We put all our efforts, but the boat was old, and the restoration works we did, they were not really good 100%. So
Mm-hmm.
we also had one trouble that the engine um, went off
Oops.
near the
Right in
coast.
the middle, right in the middle of the
No,
Adriatic.
no, fortunately not. Along the coast of Istria,
Ah,
and we had
okay.
to call the help for a patrol boat of the Coast Guard just for the
Okay.
last few miles to Rovigno. But that it
Okay.
happens. It happens with such an old
Well,
boat.
I think it happens also with normal
Yes, yes.
boats, so I
And we
don't
were
think it would.
very welcomed and warmly welcomed by the people from Istria. We
Of
were
course.
guests, even guests at the Brioni Islands in
Oh,
Rovigno, in
oh wow.
Parenzo.
Wow.
Um,
How many people was the crew? How many people were you on the boat?
Around we were between every there were many crews we shifted 8, 10 men.
Okay. And how long did it take? How long did it take you to go from Venice to Istria?
But from Venice to Istria was just one day, and
Ah, okay, so quick. Oh, I
yes.
never done. I'm not. Hey, I'm a countryside girl. I'm not a boat woman. I mean, I love coming on boats when I come to Venice and I go to the events or whatever. But I'm still a terra firma girl. Okay,
I understand. I understand.
so
I
for
understand.
me,
So
miss
you leave
distances.
very early in the morning. You arrive
You
in
get
the
that?
evening, the late evening, and
Okay,
then we stay there for several, maybe
cool.
15 days. I don't remember. Then in 2013, we went to his birthplace, to
Okay,
Cattolica, and,
okay.
and guest of the local people. Cattolica
Yep,
and is near Rimini, is
yep.
famous today for the beaches and where the
Yeah, of
tourists
course.
go.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
And there are huge hotels. Well, I
Mm-hmm.
tell you that the owners of the hotels got the land where they built the hotels from their grandfathers, who
Uh-huh.
were boat builders.
Oh no, that is so cool. So they must have been so pleased when you
Yeah,
arrived
yeah,
with
we were guests of them. We brought them their own history
yeah,
that they
of
don't
course.
have anymore. The trabaccolo moored in the Porto Canale of Cesenatico,
Yes, that I know
and
very well. Yeah.
he like came back home. The whole village of Cesenatico came to look at it and to make 3 days of festas.
Because there, as far as I know, they got loads of traditional boats. Like they got, am I wrong? They got the Bragozzi there, don't they? In Cesenatico as well, don't they?
Yes, there are
Yeah,
also some bragozzi,
yeah,
shallow draft boats,
yeah.
but the trabaccoli were built there on the beaches where now are the hotels. Before were
Cool.
boat yards. They were
Wow.
boat yards, and so
Incredible. Listen, restoring a boat like this must be a journey in itself. What have been the greatest challenges, both technically and emotionally?
mm,
A hard question.
it's a difficult question.
Okay, technically. Okay, let's
Be-
go technical wise. What were the greatest
well,
challenges?
such a big boat as for instance, the lowest beam that keep the ribs of the hull
Yeah.
together
Mm-hmm.
was got
Oh,
rotten.
okay. Well, yeah, yeah, it was all rotten. Yeah.
And so we had to change that with a major work of replacing that main that I don't know the name in English, but the beam that keeps the hull together
Uh-huh.
down
Uh-huh.
to the bottom. But
Okay.
and we did it. We succeeded. So we managed to have the boat still in sailing conditions, but what was not enough? It proved that was not enough. The boat needed many more works, restoration works,
Mm-hmm.
and we stopped the cruises.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, our first captain, Alfredo Zambon, passed away
Oh, I'm sorry.
2 years ago,
Okay.
and it was a very moving day when
Mm-hmm.
we accompanied him
Mm-hmm.
to the last trip to the cemetery island of San Michele with our
Uh-huh.
boat, with the
Oh, Okay. Oh, that
Yes.
must have been
And
really emotional.
yes, with his crew,
Uh-huh.
the coffin was on another boat, and we gave him a salute from the
Okay.
trabaccolo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Like a true Venetian captain. That must have
Yes.
been so,
Exactly.
oh my God, what I can just imagine what an emotional moment.
Yes. Yes. It
Yeah.
was really moving
Yeah.
because it was also a good friend of mine.
Yeah, I
And
can imagine.
first of all,
And when I know that the boat has been on repair for a while, when did you decide that it was time for it to take it away from the water and put in the shipyard to be done?
eh, around 4 years ago, 4 years
Okay,
ago, and we were.
because I remember setting foot on it. I think it was just before COVID. I think it was a series of I can't even remember what it was. It was some one of the events happens in Venice. I don't know
One
if
of
it
the
was
many events because
yeah. And I came with all the
yeah.
tour guides and everything, and we came on board and we have a spritz and everything. And it was beautiful. I thought it was an amazing thing,
Yes,
and I
I did.
thought.
Excuse me, I didn't tell you yet, but our task is our many tasks are to first save a piece of history of
Mm-hmm,
traditional sailing boats.
haha,
Second is to teach the new generations uh, about traditional sailing and the trabaccoli, the story of
mm-hmm,
the trabaccoli, and and third to organize events on board
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
to have the Venetians and foreigners visiting Venice to enjoy a sailing in the lagoon in a different way.
Mm. I got to say, is since it's not there anymore, for me something is missing in Punta della Dogana. You know,
Yes, for
because
me
I was,
too.
I was so
I agree.
it was a part of the past that was still solid in a way,
Yes, yes.
and
It,
not to see it is like something's missing
yes,
here.
I agree. With time, it became part of the landscape in such crucial place as the mouth
Mhm.
of the Grand Canal.
Exactly, exactly.
And
So next year is coming back though?
yes, no, I did not tell. Yes, yes. I didn't tell you that some years ago we were quite, and I don't want to say desperate, in the big
Eh,
difficulties
okay.
to understand where how to go on with a boat
Mhm.
like that that needs a
Okay.
lot of care.
Of course.
We-
Also because you are a private association. You're not,
Exactly. We are not
you know,
funded by
by
anyone.
exactly.
This
So
is the
it's all
problem.
by exactly. You're just getting money through charity whenever donations, whenever
Yes, this
people
is
will
the
donate.
problem that
Yeah.
we are not recognized as as a legacy, piece of a maritime legacy.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
That's sad in a city like Venice.
it should be. It should
Eh?
be. It should be. The city should not just worry about Titian and
Yeah,
Bellini,
I
uh,
know.
but also to the Trabaccolo, which is a piece of history of Venice.
Well, it's not just a trabaccolo. I think the problem is in general, the city is not giving any support to the is naval part. That is what Venice was
Yes,
built on
exactly.
from the. I mean, let's forget about the way the arsenal is used, but all the different kind of associations that are involved with the
I
boats,
agree.
all the different kind of shipyards. A few weeks ago, I've interviewed the people from Square of Santiago, and
Mhm.
they were saying, no support whatsoever. Is the only public square for the Venetian, no support whatsoever from the city. People like you are not getting any support. And is what instead the city is one way that the city could get away in a way from the tourism and take back a little bit of
Exactly. Should worry to preserve what still remains
exactly.
in Venice of its past. And the biggest of the four maritime republics has no boats or ships to show the people who visit
Exactly.
Venice.
It's true. It's
It,
true.
it should be housed in the Arsenale to me, to at
Yes.
least during the winter time, to be protected there, because it's
Yes.
like an old lady. I
Yeah.
cannot stay there floating with the wake we have in the Grand Canal, at the mouth of the Grand Canal all year long, or all year round. You understand?
Martino, one question. What happened during the Acqua Alta?
During the Acqua Alta, we had some problems with the moorings.
You understand? I was referring to 2019, of course.
Yes,
the
yes,
huge one.
November 12.
Now when we say Acqua Alta, everybody totally understood. Is only that one we're referring to.
2019, November 12. I won't forget that night. I was in my house. Yes. Anyway, no, it survived. It survived well. But let me finish the story, because we didn't know what to do, how to go on with the trabaccolo, in need of care, in need of huge works. And the president, Massimo Gin, received a phone call. Was one of our members of the Compagnia della Marineria Tradizionale, who made a huge donation to restore the boat.
Okay.
I can't tell you the amount, but really huge, a very big donation. And with that money, we are finishing the job. We are completing the full restoration of the boat. And we hope for next year, maybe March, I don't know, to launch it and start the 100th anniversary celebrations.
Wow. How hard was it to restore it, sticking to the original designs? Where did you find the blueprints and stuff? And did you have also to balance it with modern safety requirements?
I
know I'm always make hard questions.
Yes.
Sorry.
There are two different questions. The first question, yes, it's difficult to find craftsmen able to, for example, to bend a plank of wood made of oak of 5 centimeters. I repeat, 5 centimeter thickness, to bend it even 90 degrees.
Wow.
Can you imagine? Maybe 5 meter long wooden plank that has to replace another one on the bow. It has to be bended completely at 90 degrees, but it's so thick. And the only way is with fire and steam. Fire and steam. It's a long process.
And it's something. I was talking with Cesare. Cesare was explaining to me that this is a technique that was particular of a Republic of Venice.
Yes,
of the way the boats were built in Venice.
Also the square, also to build a gondola. The long planks had to be bent like that. But it's not they are not 5 centimeters thick, the gondolas.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
So it was Massimo who managed, with his big relations he has everywhere, to find craftsmen from Tirreno. Still accustomed to work with big wooden boats. They came, and they also taught the local workers how to make to do the job. So I think they did a very good job, and little by little the trabaccolo is taking.
It's coming to life again.
Coming alive again, yes. Coming alive again.
But then again, you have also to put some modern safety equipment, didn't you? I mean, is it possible? Is it hard? Is it difficult to do something like that?
It is expensive. It is expensive. I don't know. I can't answer in detail this question, but we will try to comply. Fortunately, I tell you that the boat was bought by us from an Austrian owner who kept it under Austrian flag.
Okay.
And it is still under Austrian flag.
Isn't it funny?
Also because the Austrian Navy, or marine authority, they don't come often to the Adriatic.
I didn't even know they had a navy in Austria.
Yes, to check all the requirements that
Okay.
you must have nowadays.
Okay.
Oh,
Isn't it
this
funny?
is a bit of the story. This is a bit of the
Listen,
Don't spill
isn't
the
it a
beans.
bit
Don't tell everyone that we.
no, but isn't it a bit funny for Venice to have one of his, his most important ship, let's call it a boat ship halfway, under the flag of Austria.
With the flag of the inveterate enemy of Venice.
Oh, exactly.
In 1849, the trabaccolis were used to fight the Austrian navy.
Whoa, okay.
Yes, I investigated that story. I also
Okay.
wrote a book about that episode.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, but how old are the trabaccoli in general? When were they first?
It seems they developed for the Adriatic Sea in very late 1600s.
Okay.
And they were used as a freight boats until 1950s, 1960s.
Okay.
Unfortunately, most of them disappeared with the Second World War because they were requisitioned by both the Regio Esercito, the Italian army, and the Nazi and the Germans, because they were made of wood and they could safely transport freights and soldiers, avoiding the mines.
Yeah, of course. And raiders.
Raiders and mines, yes, underwater mines.
Ah, nice one.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't
And
know
then
this.
another thing that made the trabaccolo a very rare boat today is that after the war, the few which survived and still in use of operational to transport freights, maybe many owners wanted to change, to update with to make more money with a more modern boat. And according to Italian law, they could not receive the subsides, the funds to buy the new boat until they would destroy the old boat.
Ah, that's why there aren't. Well, are there any other trabaccolo around?
In the Museum of Cesarato, yes, but they are not in sailing conditions.
Okay.
In Venice, no. There are quite many in Croatia, but they are so much modified that you cannot even recognize them because they became tourist boats.
Okay. Oh, wow. So that's even more important for Venice to keep this beautiful boat alive.
It's the last trabaccolo kept in sailing conditions, almost traditional. The only change was made in 1970s by the former owner, Ugo Hermand, which turned the old cargo hold into a deck house.
Okay. Yeah. Was it a big change, would you say?
Yeah, it was a big change. He wanted to live there on board for many months. He wanted to go sailing. He also went to Greece once.
Oh, okay.
He used to take tourists also to Croatia with the trabaccolo. And so he turned the boat from a freight boat to a boat for people.
Okay. So listen, what is the most magical moment you have experienced aboard? Of the many. The one that comes to mind straight away.
Many, but maybe the moment when the Neverin came sailing off Rovigno. Neverin is the name of a sudden storm.
Okay.
And from nothing, the sudden gusty winds, very strong, come, and you just a few minutes before it was calm, and then you have 40 knots, 35 knots wind.
Oh, wow.
And that was a really, really interesting moment.
I love the way you say very interesting.
Yes. I lived with friends. We shared when you are with a team, you share the difficulties. You face every moment.
How many years have you been sailing? since a kid, I suppose.
I haven't been sailing. You mean the last time we went? You mean sailing in the Adriatic?
In general, how long have you been sailing boats, taking boats, riding boats? How do you say? Because as I repeat, I'm a countryside girl, so I don't even know how you say taking a boat.
The Nuovo Trionfo, or in general, me myself?
No, in general, no, in general, you as a Venetian.
Not since the earliest times, because my father had no boats, but since I was maybe in my 20s, in my early 20s, yes.
Okay, all sorts of boats, I suppose, yes?
Yes, all sorts of boats, yes. I still own 2 boats and no cars.
Okay. Oh, you're a real Venetian man.
I'm a proud Venetian.
A proud Venetian.
Yes.
Listen, how do young people respond when they come aboard the Nuovo Trionfo? What's their first comments, impression? What do they say?
They are enthusiastic, especially the children. Sometimes we had school groups. Just on board, not sailing in the lagoon, but just on board, and we made them going down from from the main door of the deck house and getting out from the very bow that was mainly used for the ropes, and they did all the way through, in and out, and they enjoyed a lot. That was like a game.
And I mean, I know I came, and it was the time I came, the sun was coming down, so we had the beautiful sunset in Venice. I had the spritz in my hand. It was like perfect. It was just perfect.
Yes, but Massimo, the president, is the best man. He has wide relations with all sorts of people. He organizes. He and Michela Scibilia, our public relation manager, like maybe you know her.
Oh my God, of course. Yeah. I mean, she is my inspiration, because she wrote a book about the Osteria of Venice years ago, and I took inspiration from her book to write my book. So yes.
Another person full of relations and full of energy. And we organized countless concerts, events, book presentations.
And now, how many members are in the association now? You quite a lot.
The question, just yesterday I asked Massimo, 140.
Oh, wow, that's good numbers. And just Venetians? Or would you...
But no, from all over places, yes.
Oh, that's good.
I think the first 80, 90 are the names are engraved on a brass plate onto the main mast of the boat.
Oh, that is so nice. Yes. That's the original people that started.
The first maybe 80 people names are engraved in a brass plate attached to the mast.
That is history.
Yes.
Listen, do you see a growing interest in Venice's seafaring heritage or not? Or from the people. And let's not discuss the authorities. I know.
Yes,
we already, but from the people in general.
Yes, I would say yes and no, because I know many people engaged with the traditional boats, but they are all the same. The same people, maybe members of 2 associations.
Yeah.
And no, because there are no newcomers. The young. We had some good new members, and they are doing a wonderful job, but they're very rare to find youngsters who become passionate and want to dedicate their time to the boat.
I don't know. I think also maybe when you're back where you're supposed to be, Bave Punta della Dogana, I think the fact that you've been away as well, that you're not there, you're not seen. I think once you get where you belong, I think the interest will spark again. I think people will also from the, I'm not going to say the tourists because that's not, I don't like that word. From the visitors, for the lovers of Venice. Okay, not the tourists, the lovers of Venice. Those that come over and over every year, they come for a long time, they really understand the city.
Yes, we have many foreigners who have a second home here in Venice.
Yeah, exactly.
And they are the most enthusiastic people, really. And they help us. They all gather. They come when we have some event, and they help us. Absolutely. And I think as soon as we'll have the boat into the water again at Punta della Dogana, it will start again to draw people, to draw attention to the boat.
I'm pretty sure you will. Listen, how can people, Venetian visitors, dreamers from far away, whatever, support the project? What can they do?
But
apart from giving you loads of money, of course.
There are two ways. Yes, there are two ways. One way is if you're really passionate and maybe you want also to sail with us, not just in the lagoon, but also in the Adriatic, and dedicate time to the boat, you can become member of the Compagnia della Marineria Tradizionale, which is 1,000 euros only once. There are no annual fees to pay. And this is one thing. Then there is a side association called Amici del Nuovo Trionfo. And there you pay 30 euros annually. And you can join the events and take part to all the events of the trabaccolo, and you become a friend of the trabaccolo. If you want, for instance, to organize a birthday party, a birthday party on board at Punta della Dogana in the evening, in a beautiful evening,
it can be done. Oh, that's interesting.
It can be done, yes.
Okay. Oh, I'll bear this in mind. So where can they find you on the internet, people? Your website, and if you have social medias as well.
Yes. There is the website, Il Nuovo Trionfo. You just type Nuovo Trionfo as nuovotrionfo.org. www.ilnuovotrionfo, one word, .org.
Okay. And are you on social medias like Facebook, Instagram, and things like this?
Me personally, no, but
no. I'm talking about Nuovo Trionfo.
Yes, there is a web page on
and
Facebook. Look it up. Michela is the public relation manager.
The
for that topic, and she runs the web page.
Martino, I got one last question. If a Nuovo Trionfo could speak, what do you think it would say to Venice in this moment of its history?
That's interesting.
Apart from crying. I think he would be crying.
Let me survive another 50 years, please. Go slower. Don't make too much wake. Go slower and let me go. Let me survive in this city for another 50 years.
By the way, you were already off the water. You haven't been yet asked to go to the Salone Nautico, have you? Because he started way after you've gone off the water, isn't it? Because it's only
we went in the early
early
Salone, in the first editions of the Salone Nautico quite many years ago. Yes, we were invited. Then it depends. Even if you are in the water, it depends if we are invited or if we are not invited. It should sound very odd because we have the biggest traditional Venetian boat, and
you shouldn't be invited. You should be invited by default. By default, you should just be there, not invited. You should just be there.
Of course.
Well, look, it's the same thing. We're speaking with Cesarato about this, just the same kind of things that the people from the square are not invited. They're not there at the Salone Nautico.
Exactly.
And you think, why not? And the Rowing Association, why not? Is a Salone Nautico. But
Yes.
well,
Don't take anything for granted. Here, it's not easy
I know.
for associations, for private associations, without money, without businesses, it's a no-profit. We are a no-profit association.
I know. And that's why I always try to speak to association like yours to give a voice, because I know that one way or another, everybody likes, it's beautiful. But then you need support. You need people to talk about you guys. Absolutely. And I can't wait for the boat to be back on water. I really can't, because I repeat, it belongs there. It belongs in the spot, because my pictures are not nice anymore without your boat.
Thank you. I agree. I also feel a lack, a void.
It is.
The place there.
I go whenever I go to Punta della Dogana, I go like, something's missing. It's just not right, And yes. And I hope there's gonna be also an opportunity for other traditional boats to, to be restored and brought back to life like yours.
Us. There are other boats in need, smaller, and actually there are also passionate people, especially dealing with Topi and San Pierotte and Bragozzi.
Yeah. Well, maybe a little bit less than in the past, but maybe in a better way, because maybe there is a bit more awareness now. So people wanted to properly restore it, not just to then use
Yes, it seems that many Venetians are rediscovering the pleasure of going slow.
Yes.
And maybe with a sail or without a sail, just a rowing or a little outboard engine, but with traditional and slow. You do everything you do with a faster boat. Just it takes a bit longer, but.
Oh, it's so much more pleasurable. Oh my God. Yes, even when you take the waves, it is a totally different. I mean, I had the opportunity I was taken as a package on top of a DHL boat. I was on an ambulance, but there is nothing that beats being on a rowing or on a sailing boat. It's just a totally different kind of experience.
My motto is that there is no reason to go fast, because here in Venice, the journey is as valuable as the destination.
Oh, that is a beautiful saying.
You don't take the boat to arrive there. You take the boat to enjoy the trip to go there.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So it's not means for the destination.
No.
It is a way of enjoying the journey.
Unless you go to work, but you take the water bus in that case.
Yeah. Or you walk. But more or less you can walk, unless you go to Giudecca. Okay. Oh well, Martino, thank you so much. Thank you for being on a hot night like this. And I know you come back from work and everything. Monica. And everybody, guys, as soon as the Nuovo Trionfo is back on the boat, please go and visit it, because it's an amazing experience. Thank you again for talking to us. Ciao.
Ciao, a presto. See you. Goodbye. Ciao.
Thank you so much, Martino, for the wonderful chat. You can find Martino the association at www.ilnuovotrionfo.org. Thank you again for listening. Venice Talks podcast is a production of Sentire Media, created, produced, and hosted by me, Monica Cesarato. Follow Venice Talks wherever you get your podcast, and if you want to book a food tour or a cooking experience with me, you can find me over at www.monicacesarato.com and on all social medias with the handle @monicacesarato, where you can follow my adventures around Venice. And don't forget, if you love this episode, please rate it and leave a review. It's very much appreciated.
Sentire Media.
Hey, podcast producers and show hosts. Do you want to join a podcast network that celebrates all things Italian? At Sentire Media, we understand the allure of Italy and its unique culture. Our devoted team of hosts and producers are all driven by their shared passion for Italy. and we work tirelessly to create the best lifestyle podcasts and content that will whisk you away to the very heart of Italy. With us, you can savor the mouth-watering flavors, get lost in the stories from the past, break down the cultural barriers, and truly immerse yourself in the vibrant traditions of this intoxicating country. If you have a great podcast idea or are already in production and would like to join Sentire Media, head over to sentiremedia.com, that's SENTIRE media.com, and find out how to submit your show.